Ready, down, put.
Welcome to FootballGameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunter, czar of the playbook. Joined here by our senior draft analyst, Chris James, for another edition of On the Line of Scrimmage. This is our debate show, and Chris has challenged me to a debate, and today's topic is Brandon Weeden a very good quarterback, or do the Browns have their quarterback of the future, or is there a problem under center for Cleveland? So, as always, we're going to let you guys vote at the bottom of this video, and as always, I will kick off to Chris. Chris, you go first. You tell me why you think Brandon Weeden sucks as a quarterback.
Well, there's all the reasons that people put out there. They say that he played in air raid attack with great receivers in college. He's a little bit older since he played baseball from 02 to 06, and he'll be 30 this upcoming season. I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to go with some situational stats that kind of toe the line as to why I think he's a bad quarterback. First, we're going to go with the point situation. If you're being blown out or you're winning a game, it can be easier to pass the ball. But the shocking statistic is when Brandon Weeden is in a tied football game, Brandon Weeden has a 37 rating. 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions. That's not getting the job done at the most important and critical time when you have a chance to still win a game.
Oh, so you're throwing out that rating right there. I think Brandon Weeden could be a fine quarterback. I'm going to give you my point. Number one, I watched him get better each and every game. And one game in particular, I saw him do things that I wanted to see from a young quarterback. Age out of the question, young in the sense that this is his first season playing in the National Football League. That Dallas game, when he found Ben Watson on the skinny post would look like the game winner, he brought that team down, scored a touchdown, made a great read and a great throw, and the defense failed them late. And I think that's what happened early on in the season, despite the games that he struggled with, but he got better each and every week. And when you look at the Redskins game, I think it was week 14 or 15, it was another situation where they had nobody open, and you can only go to so many options before you have to check it down or try to just force a throw. And I think that's where they really struggled in play calling.
Correct. He did have problems, and it should improve him this year having Norv Turner coming. But I'm going to say it like this. I'm glad you brought up that Dallas game, throwing that pass to Ben Watson. That was one of his highlights during a game, late in the game. Brandon Weeden shocked me with this fact. So in the first half and the second half, he had quality ratings, 70-plus rating, except in the last 2 minutes of games. Again, that rating number drops down to below 40. That's not getting the job done. Again, in the clutch late when you have to make pressure, situational reads, and reactions. I think back to a game, in particular the Philadelphia game early in the season, where that defense played lights out, and Brandon Weeden threw 3 picks in the red zone that cost his team dearly.
That was also his first game, so you got to give that was his first game. So I'm gonna chalk it up to being a rookie. Andrew Luck threw 3 interceptions in his first game, so that one out of the question. I'm gonna bring up a game that the stats didn't look promising, but he played exceptionally well. And I look at that Denver Broncos game. He did a sound job versus the Broncos, reading coverages. Some of the throws were off, and I think a lot of his problems is accuracy is not decision making. So he has to work on his accuracy. I give you that, but I do look at this guy being a good piece of what they're trying to build in Cleveland, especially when you look at the options. Can you name a slot receiver that can help him across the middle? And don't say Travis Benjamin.
No, I cannot from last year's team name a slot receiver that can help him across the middle. Travis Benjamin actually did a solid job for him on the exterior and in ball screen situations, let's be honest. He will be helped this year and has no excuses this year by getting one of the better slot receivers in the game, Devon Best, and also getting a guy who's quietly a very smooth X receiver in David Nelson. 6'5", 220 pounds, should help out a lot. My big thing is that he was aided by having one of the more talented running backs. If it were not for 2 better seasons being had by Alfred Morris and by Doug Martin, we'd be talking about Trent Richardson and his 1,300-plus yards. Plus, he also caught, I think it was like 45, 50 passes out of the backfield. That's going to help any quarterback, especially a young one, when you have a running game to lean on.
So you look at Brandon Weeden moving forward. He's going to be, 30 this year or 31?
30.
So I think quarterbacks can play until they're 42. We watched Brett Favre do it. We're watching other guys hang around. We watched Steve DeBerg and Warren Moon play up until their mid-40s. So I think age is irrelevant with Weeden. I think Cleveland's going to be fine. To me, the best move they made all offseason was get Rob Chaszynski and Noah Turner. I think Brandon Weeden's going to have a breakout year, which you still think they need to be quarterback.
Well, and that's why I don't like the age comment, because, yes, quarterback is such a protected position these days. I mean, in the 70s, it would be an issue. But now they have great deals of protection for him. So I don't use that argument because I don't like it. What I will say, though, is that Brandon Weeden, at times, when I look at it, the eye test to me shows you a lot, especially in those situations where you're needed to step up by your team. And I only saw Brandon Weeden succeed once or twice when he was given multiple opportunities to succeed. This was a team that, in all honesty, in Cleveland, could have battled for a playoff position had they closed out games well last year. And that goes to the head of the snake, a.k.a. the quarterback. Maybe he'll do it this year. I just don't see it as a long term. He'll be given plenty of chances because we've seen with Alex Smith, first round picks get first round chances.
I like that, and we're gonna leave it right there. We're gonna let you decide, the fans. It's time to vote on who won this debate. Good arguments on both sides. I really like what Chris brought to the table. So I'm gonna let you guys vote. You tell us at the end of the video who voted, at the bottom of the video, I'm sorry. And if you decide you want to debate me or Chris, you hit us up on Twitter at CJ49 is Chris's Twitter page. You hit me up at FBall Gameplan with your topic and the hashtag debate me.
Bring it on.